America has a peculiar gift. It can create value seemingly out of thin air, not through traditional forms like agriculture or mining, but through systems so vast and complex that they almost feel like magic. From the dollar bill to Silicon Valley startups, from Hollywood blockbusters to Wall Street derivatives, the United States has mastered the art of turning ideas, symbols, and confidence into wealth. This is not simply about producing goods or services. It is about transforming belief into reality. America's economy thrives on confidence. Confidence in its currency, confidence in its institutions, confidence in its culture. That confidence alone generates value, allowing the US to borrow cheaply, spend freely, and project influence globally. In this video, we'll explore how America continues to create value out of thin air. We'll look at the dollar as a global spell, innovation as alchemy, culture as commodity, finance as engineering, and even the role of military power in sustaining the illusion. Along the way, we'll see how confidence, imagination, and influence combine to make America's economy feel like a magic trick, one the world keeps believing in. The US dollar is more than just paper. It is the world's reserve currency. Nations trade oil, gold, and goods in dollars. Central banks stockpile it. Investors treat it as the safest asset. And here's the paradox. The dollar is backed not by gold, but by belief. Since the 1970s, when the US abandoned the gold standard, the dollar has floated freely. Its value is sustained by trust in America's stability. When the US issues debt, the world buys it. When the Federal Reserve prints more money, the world still treats the dollar as reliable. That confidence alone creates value. This gives America a unique advantage. It can borrow cheaply, finance deficits, and spend beyond its means. Other nations must earn reserves through exports or austerity. America simply issues more dollars and the world accepts them. In essence, the US turns trust into wealth. Critics call it exorbitant privilege. Supporters call it financial leadership. Either way, the dollar's dominance allows America to create value from nothing more than confidence. One of America's biggest players in value creation is Silicon Valley. A startup can begin with nothing more than an idea scribbled in a notebook. Tesla, Apple, Google. These companies transformed imagination into trillion-dollar empires. America's culture of risk-taking, storytelling, and scaling ideas is a kind of economic alchemy. It spins concepts into capital and capital into influence. This is not just about technology, it is about narrative. Investors believe in the story of innovation, and that belief itself creates value. Companies' valuation often reflects not what it is, but what it might become. That gap between reality and expectation is where America excels. It monetizes possibility. Hollywood films, music, fashion, sports. These are not just entertainment, they are exports. America sells culture to the world, and the world pays in attention, in dollars, and in imitation. A blockbuster movie can generate billions globally. A pop star can shape trends across continents. Culture becomes currency. America monetizes influence, turning creativity into value streams that ripple across the globe. This is soft power at its most profitable. When people consume American culture, they also consume American values, brands, and lifestyle. That cultural dominance reinforces economic dominance. Wall Street is another engine of value creation. Derivatives, futures, complex financial instruments. These are ways of packaging risk and selling it as opportunity. Critics call it smoke and mirrors, but it works because markets believe in it. When investors trust the system, even abstract products, bets on bets, become valuable. America's financial sector thrives on this ability to engineer value from abstractions, reinforcing the perception that wealth can be created from nothing. The 2008 financial crisis showed the dangers of this system. Yet, even after collapse, the world returned to Wall Street. Why? Because confidence in America's financial institutions remains stronger than any other alternatives. Underlying all of this is power. America's military dominance and political influence reinforce trust in its currency, its companies, and its culture. Nations accept the dollar because they believe America will endure. Confidence is the invisible foundation. Without it, the illusion of value would collapse. America continues to innovate new ways of creating value from intangibles, and one of those is cryptocurrency. While decentralized, much of the hype and infrastructure is American. Exchanges, venture capital, and narratives originate in the US. Even Bitcoin's value is shaped by American investors. Another example of how America creates value from intangibles is gig economy. Platforms like Uber and Airbnb monetize trust between strangers. They create value by coordinating resources that already exist: cars, homes, labor. And then we have intellectual property. Patents, copyrights, and trademarks turn ideas into assets. America's legal system enforces these rights globally, allowing creativity to be monetized long after production. Each of these examples show how America continues to spin abstractions into wealth. So how does America continue to create value out of thin air? Through confidence, imagination, and influence. The dollar is trust turned into currency. Innovation is imagination turned into capital. Culture is creativity turned into commodity. Finance is abstraction turned into wealth. And power is the guarantee that the illusion holds. It's not rocket science. It's just the art of turning belief into reality. America's greatest export is not just goods or services, it's confidence. And as long as the world believes, America will continue to create value out of thin air.